Hey guys, in this episode, I'm going to take a quick pause from the battle manager that we're working on because Unreal Habitat is working on our environments and he needs some gameplay to work with. So we're going to set up motion matching. And motion matching is going to be a key component of our movement, especially in Explore mode. And I just pulled up what is motion matching, just to summarize what it is. It's a animation pose selection system contained within the pose search plugin, and you can use a motion matching animation blueprint node. So we haven't talked about really any of this stuff. I've set up motion matching before about a year ago in a different project, and I liked it especially for beginners. But setting it up can be a little tricky, so I'm going to cover that here. And then I'm actually going to start with a failure because I tried to set it up just yesterday and I imported lots of folders into our project, but I did it incorrectly. So what I want to do is kind of also showcase how diversion can help in these instances, because what I want to do is recall everything that I had saved over and worked on yesterday to the previous version of our project. So I was not happy with how I worked on this yesterday. And what I did was I basically imported the entire project of the game animation sample pack into our project. It was too many folders, I believe, too many files and too many errors. So I want to start small. I want to start with importing our character into the game animation sample pack, and then from there importing back to our project the only blueprints that we need. So I want to get started with that. So you can see here in our content browser we have lots of new files related to this, like these editor, materials editor, just about everything here showcasing here. And then you can see one option that we have in our world settings is now this GM sandbox. I even had some crashes last night. I don't even want to play with this right now. But I guess I'll... Actually, no, I'm not even going to. Just take my word. I had lots of issues. So what I want to do is go to diversion. I'm actually just going to exit this. Actually, yeah, let's just exit this. So I want to go to diversion and hope that it can rescue us. So I want to pull up the last version that we used here. And it might just take a moment, but I think I've done this once before, but what I want to do is basically pull up this version here. I want main, back to workspace, copy commit, view full, go to commit. Maybe create branch from here. Copy commit ID. Darn, I did this once before. I think, is it, let's see. Actually, I think it's this cherry pick into workspace. Let's give it a shot. So I'm going to cherry pick this. So the cherry picked messages, text render actors, that's the latest message that I added. This will create the changes on the active workspace that reapply the changes in the selected commit. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Okay. So I think what that did now is reverted us back to this copy that was on 2/15, and right now we're yeah, it shows here 2 days ago. So I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to open our project. And what I hope is those files that I was showing in our content browser will be gone, because what I want is for that version to be like the latest one. May or not be perfect, may or may not be perfect, but that's what I'm hoping for. Ah, I still have a lot of things here. Oops. Like, I don't want the GM sandbox. This is all stuff that was recently added. View changes. Like, these are the things that I want to. Reverts unchanged files. Okay, revert file or revert. Like, this is what I do not want to commit. Which I was hoping was that cherry pick thing. And I thought I've done that before. Yeah, I have like 3,000 changes. That's like how many edits. But I want to cancel everything. Bear with me. Yep, this is what I want. Maybe I just create a branch from here, but I thought it was this. This action will create changes on the active workspace that reapply the changes. Yes, I want to do that. Okay. Don't. Alright. Let's try one more time. Let's exit. Open. There's even this reset. I might even try this if my next load does not work. Yep, all this stuff is still here from before. All our game animation stuff that we brought in. Let's do reset. You're about to discard all changes. Do you want to proceed? Delete the new files. That's what I want. I wonder if I should exit this first. Discard. Maybe that's why it wasn't working, because I haven't committed anything since that text render actors. So this might take a moment. It seemed to be pretty fast. So now let's try again. Okay, that is amazing. You can see now my folder has like half of the files. What a relief. Okay, this is what I'm going to save now. So the issue that I ran into, I guess, as a lessons learned, is I've done this 2 different methods now, like reverting back to a prior version. The first time I had done so was by going back to a prior commit. For example, if I pushed this whole list through, and then I wanted to go back to like this one here, then I would do that method of clicking the main, going, and then cherry picking into the workspace. But in my case, I realized yesterday right away that I was not happy with the work, so I did not commit it. So if you do not commit, there's this nice easy button here to reset. You select all the files and you reset. So I'm very happy that we got our folder structure back. Okay, one thing I'm curious about though is part of the setup for motion matching. Sorry for that. Like what's it called? Sidetrack, but it's not too bad to learn anyway. So part of motion matching is to enable plugins. Okay. It looks like as part of that, what's it called? Part of that revert commit was that I have also lost the plugins that were included with that update. So I'm going to reinstall some plugins in order to be ready for our motion matching work. The first of which is Chooser. I've got several of these. The next would be Post Search, and I'll post these in the Discord channel. Got Post Search, Motion Trajectory. Yes. Motion Warping. Yes. What's this? Animation Warping. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that too. Motion Warping, Animation Warping. Now let's do Animation Local Motion Library. Yes. Deformer Graph is already on. And Mover. Mover is very brand new to me. This is a new motion matching, I guess, movement component or movement technology that Unreal Engine just came out with, I believe with 5.7, which is what we're working with. So those are the plugins, and I'll leave them in the chat. And then full disclaimer, I'm following up to 3 tutorials for this. The first of which was by Clyde to import animations to the game animation sample pack. Import a custom character. And then from there, what I'm going to do is migrate that to our project because I want more control over everything that gets moved between projects. So I don't run into something that I just did last time, something similar. So I'm going to restart the engine for these to take effect. I've got like 7 animations complete. And take this. All right, let's double check. Got Chooser. Yep. Post Search. Yep. Motion Trajectory. Yep. Motion Warp. And Animation Warp. Yep. Animation Local Motion Library. I think I gave Clyde credit, but there's another guy that I just discovered too, who's going to be my point of reference for moving it from the GASP to this project and the mover. Okay, so I just confirmed we have all these. Okay, I'm going to file, save all. Okay, now let's go to the Epic Games launcher. We need the game animation sample pack, which I created a project yesterday. 5.7. So you can find the game animation sample pack, which is the root of all of the, pun intended, the root of all of the animation work for motion matching in this game animation sample pack. It's free. It's super cool. I have it here under my projects because yesterday you just go to Fab. I've showed this before. I don't want to get stuck in a Fab loading screen, but you go to Fab, you search game animation sample pack, you download it, add it to your project, and it's then there. So I'm going to open this up and take some steps to get our Westin character into this project. So for my character pipeline, I'm using Character Creator 4 for my custom characters. And I have an episode on that, episode 21, on how to import it. So I'm going to go through this a little fast because that's not what this current episode is about. But I do notice right away that my plugin for the link of character creator is not here. So because this is a new project, I'm going to go ahead and get that moving. I guess I gotta rewatch my own video because I forget how to get that set up here. Just one moment. Okay, so the reason is I have to do some folder file explorer moving around to move this setup first, so one moment. Okay, so just as a reminder for character creator users, you have to download the Unreal Auto Setup, which I just did, select a file folder, and then you get to choose which auto setup you're using, and then you drag and drop your content and plugins folder into this here, I think. Yeah, I think just like that. Okay. Moving. Sorry, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But as a crash course reminder, for character creator users, you go to the Unreal Auto Setup all-in-one, download it. You select where you want the file to be, and then you drag, which I recorded, or I thought I recorded, the plugin in the content folder, and then drag them on over to the game animation sample. So I'm going to now open this here. There's probably gonna be some edits. I'm just gonna save it. I wonder if right away if character creator will be on here. No, or Reillusion. No, but let me reopen this project. Maybe that'll do. There's always more steps than you plan, but that's fine. Okay, so the project is reopened. I am hoping I go into plugins now. Reillusion character creator is not there. Ah, there we go. Thank gosh. Okay. So here it is. Oh yeah, and there's that. Okay. So now I'm ready to start dumping all of my character creator files into here. I think that's going to be a lot cleaner than what I had tried yesterday. So I have in a folder in FBX file that I already let's create a new folder. Let's name this Westin's World Characters. And here, let's name this guy new folder Westin. And here, this is going to be the same FBX file that I imported into our main project. So from the desktop, all right. So I'm gonna, I don't think control rig particularly matters because we're doing retarget. Just go ahead. All right, I'm going to pause here while those things import. So we have some buttons here, some options. I do remember a few things, or I hope I remember a few things. Do we want to import the animations? Yeah. And instead of time, I think it's animated time. Let me look at my video. Click on that delete hidden faces. And then last time, import morph targets. If enabled, creates Unreal morph objects for the imported meshes. One thing that I really did not like is how his cape kept having physics errors. I don't know if that's related to this, but I'm just going to test not importing this button. And the rest is the same. So let's click import all. This might take a moment now. Okay, so a couple minutes later, I've got my character creator 4 files here. And let's save. So I want to just place this here. So there's our guy Westin with a cape that actually has a flow to it. Okay, so he's looking good. Set the eyebrows again. But to show off the game animation sample pack a little bit, this is it. It's got a cool character that has much more fluid animation transitions from going left to right, backwards, frontwards. Much cooler right out of the box than compared to the generic third-person character. And let me show you what's also cool. You can do traversing, jumping, different animations right out of the box. It's a complex system, but I think it gives the game a lot of value immediately, especially because Epic continues to roll out updates. So it's something that I'm comfortable to rely on. So now that we have Westin in here, I want to replace this character with Westin. This is where I'm going to give credit to Clyde. I'll tag him. Check out his channel. He's awesome for all things motion matching. So let me pause and look at my notes over that real quick. Okay, just looked at some notes. So I'm going to go over to the blueprint. And then we're going to be working with this mover BP. This is completely new to me. I had a little experience with the sandbox character over here, but let's start playing with this. So we're going to start by right-clicking and go to Retarget Animations. And from here, we're going to search for our character, Westin. There he is. Looking cool. And then we're going to click on Export Retarget Assets. We're going to go to our Westin character. We're going to click, add a new folder called Retarget. Okay, and let's export them there. And then I think from here, we're gonna click F2, hit the end. We're gonna rename this Westin. And then we're gonna F2 and copy it because we're gonna have to paste it. This exact file name in 2 locations. Okay. Then we're going to move over to our, I don't like this content browser here. So now we're going to move over to the blueprints again. We're going to go to the retargeted characters. We're going to pick any of these guys. For the tutorial, Clyde does the twin blast. So I'm going to right click, duplicate. And we're going to name this guy BP Westin. Let's open up this guy. In BP Westin, we're going to rename this skeleton component to Westin. I think that's optional, but I like it better that way. The skeletal mesh asset, we're going to go to Westin. Okay. Then we're going to go to the tag, search in the details panel. We're going to search tag. And for Westin, we're going to paste that file name we saved a moment ago. We're going to compile and exit and reopen, and we should have Westin here in our viewport. Looks good. And then we're going to open our blueprints. We're going to open the retarget of that generic target. Is that in here still? Oh, yeah. Still back in here in the retargeted characters folder, ABP generic retarget. We're going to open this. Click on the variable IK retargeter underscore map. Scroll to the bottom. We're going to expand. Click add element. And again, paste the file name there again. And select, must be that one at the top. Must be this one. The one that we did underscore Westin. Okay, then we'll compile. In a few more steps, go to the folder here. We go to our widgets. I'm not sure if this is going to be imported to our game, but just to close the loop, I'm going to follow this step. In our graph, we're going to scroll down to visual overrides list, paste or select again our Westin, our BP Westin. And then one more similar step in the game mode. I wonder where that would be. Probably in blueprints. Yeah, game mode sandbox. Similarly, in the function here, visual override, we're going to add here our BP Westin. So all of these steps, thanks to Clyde. Again, I'll link him. But I am hoping now the magic is all set. If I click save all, we can now click play. And we don't have Westin going, but that might be because, do I need to update him here? Nope. Interesting. So, why is it? Oh, interesting. Is it because BP Westin? No. Sandbox characters, CMC, okay. The mover? Let's go back to the CMC. I wonder if it's because I don't have that widget thing open. Windows. How do I get the that widget panel open? I wonder. It's like a custom panel for this project. This widget. How do I get you open? Because I want to select Westin. Do I just have to stand on it? Is that all? Or click on it? How do we get this guy open? Okay. Here's Westin. There we go. Guess that's how. So now I've got Westin set up, looking kind of cool. The cape has actual physics. It's not perfect because it overrides. You can see it goes inside a little bit, but I think in general that's fine. All right, now we're doing motion matching with Westin. That's pretty cool compared to what we are going on in our current project. There's a cool way to slide now too. I don't know how do these guys slide. Let's see, one moment. Oh well, I can't figure out the slide yet, but I'm sure I will. So it looks pretty cool. I'm going to file save this. And now, like step 2 of this is migrate over our new character, our BP underscore Westin, to our project. And then there's going to be some more, what's it called? Steps to follow after that. Actually, I think I'm going to cut the recording here, and then we'll split this up into 2 episodes. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm pretty excited how this is turning out. I do think I need to put the camera back. I think it's a little too close to our main character. There we are. All right. Thanks, guys.